Welcome, in front of me is a Samsung Galaxy A32, and today I'll show you a couple of tweaks and tricks you can do on this phone. So starting off, we're going to begin with the home screen layout, which will allow you to change it. If you prefer something like, for instance, iPhones have, then you are free to select it here. So let's go into the settings, and from here we're going to go into the home screen section and home screen layout, where you'll have the only home screen option. Now, applying this will basically make it so all the apps are smack in the middle of your home screen and there is no more app drawer, as you can see. If you pull down, you get notifications. If you pull up, you get some kind of search. So if you want something like this, there it is. Now moving on to the next option, it's going to be the one-handed mode. Obviously, I don't think it needs to be explained that it is basically designed to be one-handed. And again, we're going to go into the settings, but this time we're going to scroll down to advanced features right over here, and let's look for it. There we go, one-handed mode. So we can click on it, and from here let's enable it, and we have either the gesture or buttons. Now this will also depend on which you use. For instance, I'm gonna also show you gesture navigation as one of those things. So obviously buttons will not work with gesture navigation because you do need to have buttons for it. But as you can see, basically what you need to do is slide down on it, I guess. Temporary scale down, swipe down the corner of the bottom edge of the screen. So I'm not exactly sure I know what they mean. Swipe down at the corner. Yeah, I have no clue. Oh, there we go. As you can see, it worked kind of wonkily, but it did. Now how do I... Oh, there we go. That's how I make it bigger. So it looks like I just swiped down right at the lowest point, basically. Okay. So that is one way, and now we can also go with the buttons, but I believe this one is... Well, not this one. Let's see, so it's just the double tap for a home button to enable it. Okay, so as you can see, fairly simple once you actually get the hold of it. Just the initial part is a little bit more complicated. But yeah, now moving on to the next one, it's going to be a simple dark mode. So this will allow you to basically have a dark mode on your phone. So everything that you can see right here, for instance, in the notification panel being white, you can change it into dark, and this will make it a little bit less strain, or create less strain on your eye, especially during night. Now, dark mode might not always be the best. For instance, if you're using it during daytime and like sunlight, I would probably advise you to go with a light mode instead of dark one, but yeah. So you can pull down the notification panel and find the dark mode toggle right over here. And there we go, as you can see now it's in dark mode, and this will also include default apps, as you can see. So we can clearly see basically majority of the things will go into dark mode now. So that is another one. I'm gonna turn it off for now. There we go. You can see it also changes it back to white here. And now we can move to a next one, which is gonna be the easy mode. Now this one is specifically designed for visually impaired people and just people that would struggle with using the phone normally. So all we need to do is go into the display section in our settings. There we go, display, and scroll down. You should see easy mode right over here, and simply enable it. And there we go. So there it is. As you can see, it makes everything way bigger. The text and basically everything that you have, anything that you can interact with is bigger. The toggles here are bigger. Basically everything is text. So yeah, this allows you to make it a little bit easier to use. I'm gonna disable this because it is a little bit confusing to me, considering I'm just used to a smaller layout, and that does change the layout and where everything is positioned, so it does mess me up a little bit. But yeah, that's where you can find it if you prefer to have this kind of easy mode on your phone. And now moving on to the last option that I wanted to show you, it's going to be the gesture navigation. And as you can see right now, I've been using for this entire time the typical buttons, which I would consider to be a little bit outdated at this point. So we are actually able to change it into the gesture navigation under, again, the display section and settings. And let's scroll down to a navigation bar. And in here we have the swipe gestures. So that is basically what you want to select. And alright, it's prompting us to enable the one-handed gesture mode instead. Okay. And there we go. And now we can have it. So as you can see, it changes the buttons at the bottom for this kind of tiny little bar right here. And all you need to do is swipe up on it to go home, swipe up and hold to go to recent, and swipe from the sides to go back. As you can see, it creates this arrow that is just a back gesture. And in my opinion, makes the experience of using a phone a little bit nicer, especially for the back gesture. You don't have to use your thumb to kind of try to dispose of it and click on that button that is somewhere right at the bottom of your screen. Usually, at least personally, I don't really hold my phone right here, so I have easy access. I hold it more in the middle, so reaching those buttons at the bottom is a little bit harder. And because of that, if you, for instance, go into the settings, the back button can be accessed basically from almost any height, as you can see. So it just makes it so much easier to use the device. But that being said, this will conclude all the tweaks and tricks that I wanted to share. And if you found this very helpful, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and thanks for watching.